This is Nate Richardson with my summary of the Creationist video. This is a YouTube video called Dinosaurs Didn't Die 65 Million Years Ago, They're Still Alive Today, documentary full. Now that is not the main subject of the discourse, and that's a little bit of a strange title, but this lecture will talk about the possibility of dinosaurs living not as long ago as we thought, etc. It has the creationist point of view. It talks about 6,000 year creation, dinosaurs, all this. Now, the link to this video, you can watch it, is on my printed article of this, which you can find at the website richardsonstudies.wordpress.com under the title Creationist Video Notes. Alright. Now we see that there's a lot of lore about dragons across the cultures. Alexander the Great, Marco Polo, they reported large reptiles with huge tails, or a giant lizard which frightened his army. The word dinosaur was invented after the Bible was published. They used jackal now instead of dragon because of fear of evolutionists, but the word should be translated as dinosaur based on the descriptions of historians. One Indian legend said that a giant bird would bring thunder when it visited them, which lived in the mountaintops. We see for a bird to live in the mountaintops, it would need the updraft from a thunderstorm to get there, hence the Indians said it was a bird which brought lightning. Again, this shows that these creatures could not live as long ago as we thought. Josephus and many prominent historians speak of the reality of dragons. Many things that were around in the supposed age of dinosaurs are still here today, like oak and other trees. Water-deposited sediment is where we find most fossils. Such is like Noah's flood time, when sudden massive amount of water comes. Most bones are very scattered, since when they fall to the ocean floor, they are devoured. Also, calcium carbonate is soluble in seawater, hence fossils forming is a rare thing to happen. Mount St. Helens made many layers of sediment, not taking hundreds of years to form. It took one day to form. This surprised geologists. Now, when you measure current lava flow from Hawaii, you don't get it that it's 0-year-old lava, that's just newborn lava coming out of a volcano. No, it measures to be ancient. That's a very important point. Radioactive decay rates have been at increased rates in certain periods of history, one study called RATE rate shows. Also in the video, more data is presented supporting the Earth being 6,000 years old, and more data presented for lava flow in a canyon younger than the canyon, yet measured as older than the canyon. Also more data presented for C14 being in several things. Also more data in the video presented for a dinosaur found with blood cells in it, fresh marrow with blood vessels and being soft. This could not be if that animal died many years ago. Scrope said he is out to free the world of Moses. He is trying to get the world to not believe in the creation account. This is presented in more detail in the video of how this supposed scientist is operating on this agenda rather than using the scientific method. Life, were it to go from microbes to man, it would take more like Google years than billions of years. Geologists are saying billions of years can be a way of saying an impossible thing can happen. They say over billions of years anything is possible, but would you claim a person could win the lottery daily for 100 years daily? This is the type of claim evolutionists make. Evolutionists say the simplest life was long ago like a jellyfish, but they actually have about as much DNA as we do. If you want to say things that are by chance in being formed, what is the difference between billions of years versus thousands of years? There should be millions of species between others in evolution, and such should be true, but there is not. People had evolution of the horse theory. That turned out to be fake. Darwin's stages of animals, etc., are no longer what we use. Newton, Boyle, Maxwell, Faraday, Carver, Pasteur, all of these were Christian, Bible-believing people. They have helped us to more science than most. Job 40, it says, I made this beast of beasts along with you. Some Hebrew experts say it was the largest land animal God made. It was said to have a tail like a cedar, the tree. Consider the cedars of Lebanon. They are huge. Another place says, arms like great bars of iron. Job 41, Leviathan, it describes as leaving a trail in the mud that shatters pots, etc. It describes that it has layers of shields with no gaps between them. It says they breathe fire. There is a beetle that shoots hot liquid at things. The electric eel that electrocutes. The cobra that shoots poison into the eye. There is a hollow part in the dinosaurs that is unknown what is for. This could be for mixing chemicals to make fire. Were there dinosaurs on the Ark of Noah? Well, the average size of a dinosaur is that of a goat. Animals were on the boat, so they could reproduce. Science today teaches they could reproduce at age 8 to 10, so young dinosaurs would have been brought. Much of them would have been wiped out by the flood. There are legends of hunting dragons. That is one way there are less of them. The Ice Age, after the flood of Noah, could have killed many dinosaurs also. Man, let's see. Okay, some think of how we came into existence randomly without a creator, so they don't have to be accountable to a creator. When Christ comes, evolutionary theory will utterly go away. Evolutionary theory is driven by paradigms, not by evidence. Appalachian Mountain and Himalayas were made from the flood. There are fossils in it because animals were crushed in that flood. Today, one of the biggest reasons they can't believe in Jesus is because of what they teach in science class at school. Based on what they teach in school, the Bible does not make sense. Today's science is proving that processes that were thought to take millions of years can be done in very short periods of time. Man's views and opinions are always changing. Rest your hopes and views on God's wisdom, not man's. Forensic scientists were not at the crime scene. They make conclusions and suggestions on what could have happened. The judge and jury will determine the case by what the eyewitness of who fired the gun from where. This is what the Bible does for us. Evolution means survival of the fittest, hence extinction of the unfit. But Jesus, the most fit of all, died for us, the unfit. That is the end of my summary of this video. And for a full text of it, visit the website, richardsonstudies.wordpress.com. Questions or so forth, email rrnmailbox@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Again, the title of this was on the blog. It was Creationist Video Notes. Thank you.